Yes.
And that's their audience.
Yes. Well, their audience is not really their audience. Their audience is a group of people they bring in to watch television shows.
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud.
Sunny Hostin, a well-known figure on The View, is no stranger to controversy. Her strong opinions and fiery debates have often made headlines, but this time, the spotlight isn't on her words. It's on her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin. Accusations of insurance fraud, kickbacks, and involvement in one of the largest RICO cases in New York's history have brought a whirlwind of scandal into their lives. This detailed expose will unravel the complexities of the case, its implications, and how the public has reacted. Buckle up. This is a story with more twists than a primetime drama.
According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page 6, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York.
Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon with a respected practice, now finds himself entangled in a web of accusations that include fraudulent medical practices and unnecessary surgeries. According to the lawsuit, Hostin and his practice allegedly exploited patients and insurance companies for financial gain. The case, involving nearly 200 defendants, is poised to become a legal battle of epic proportions.
Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
At the heart of the allegations is the RICO Act, originally designed to dismantle organized crime. Its application here paints a vivid picture of systemic corruption within the medical field. Hostin and his alleged co-conspirators are accused of billing insurance companies for surgeries that were either unnecessary or outright fabricated. These claims, if proven true, could represent a betrayal of trust on an unprecedented scale.
The insurance firm American Transit was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions.
The scandal gained even more attention when Joe Rogan, podcast titan and media provocateur, weighed in. Known for his no-holds-barred critiques, Rogan didn't mince words about Sunny Hostin's perceived hypocrisy. Highlighting her history of moral posturing on The View, Rogan pointed out the irony of her husband's alleged misconduct. His commentary struck a chord with his audience, many of whom share his skepticism about mainstream media personalities.
Yeah, I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days.
Yeah, is that annoying?
No.
No?
No, I mean, it's just, when I was on there, I really had no idea how it was going to land with the audience. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know.
Rogan also aimed The View itself, describing it as a rabies-infested henhouse, where reason takes a back seat to sensationalism. His remarks not only added fuel to the fire, but also underscored the growing divide between traditional media and alternative platforms like his own.
Hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean, it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
The lawsuit claims that Dr. Hostin and others received financial incentives for recommending or performing surgeries that may not have been necessary. Procedures like arthroscopic surgeries, which are minimally invasive, were allegedly performed on patients without sufficient medical justification. The accusations suggest a scheme where patient care was secondary to profit, a chilling thought for anyone who has ever trusted a doctor. Adding another layer of complexity is the plaintiff, American Transit Insurance Company, ATIC. While Attic alleges it was defrauded out of millions, critics argue the company itself is not without blame. Insurance companies, notorious for underpaying claims and exploiting loopholes, are hardly paragons of virtue. This dynamic raises questions about the true motivations behind the lawsuit.
The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases.
Sunny Hostin, known for her vocal opinions, has been uncharacteristically quiet about the accusations against her husband. Her silence has sparked speculation. Is she standing by him, distancing herself, or simply waiting for legal counsel? Whatever the reason, her lack of public commentary is deafening. Fans and critics alike have taken to social media to share their thoughts. Some believe Sunny's silence is an attempt to protect her image, while others suspect it's a calculated legal move. Regardless, her usual willingness to tackle controversies head-on makes this absence all the more glaring.
Wow. Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits.
Dr. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Thwaites, has dismissed the allegations as baseless. In a statement, he characterized the lawsuit as a desperate attempt by a failing insurance company to recover losses. This strategy of shifting blame is a classic courtroom tactic, and it promises to make the trial a spectacle.
The Sunny Hostin that we all love from one of my favorite shows, on The View, and it's always, Tom, what'd you always say? It's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right?
The sheer scale of the case is staggering. With nearly 200 defendants, the legal proceedings are likely to be lengthy and complex. The outcome could have far-reaching implications, not just for the defendants, but also for the healthcare and insurance industries as a whole. The public's response to the scandal has been a mix of shock, outrage, and skepticism. Many feel betrayed by a system that should prioritize patient care. Others see the lawsuit as a symptom of a healthcare industry driven more by profit than by ethics. Social media has been ablaze with opinions. Critics of Sunny Hostin have seized the opportunity to call out what they perceive as hypocrisy, while her supporters have rallied to her defense. The polarized reactions highlight the deep divisions in how people view public figures and their personal lives.
So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks. Here's a clip I want you guys to see of Sunny Hostin on The View, Tom, basically implicating her husband in this type of a scheme.
I mean, I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system.
The racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations, RICO Act, initially created to target organized crime, has evolved over the years to tackle various forms of corruption, including healthcare fraud. One of the most significant aspects of RICO is its ability to prosecute individuals or entities involved in a continuous pattern of illegal activity. In the case of Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, his involvement in a sprawling healthcare fraud lawsuit under the RICO Act has raised serious questions about the role of RICO laws in addressing fraudulent activities within the medical field. RICO laws allow prosecutors to charge individuals or organizations for committing acts of fraud, bribery, and other forms of corruption within a structured framework. This means that doctors, hospitals, and medical professionals involved in illegal practices could face not only criminal charges but also civil penalties that could drastically affect their professional careers and financial stability. In healthcare fraud cases, the implications of RICO charges are particularly severe given the large sums of money involved and the potential harm to patients. Allegations like the ones faced by Dr. Hostin, kickbacks for performing unnecessary surgeries, highlight the risks that patients take when they trust professionals in a system where financial incentives may override ethical considerations.
Doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do. So there are a lot of problems with it. But the notion that we are in a violent country, this country was built on violence. We're a very violent country.
Rob, you can stop. Yeah, you can stop it. By the way, she's talking about the whole Luigi Mangione and all that situation.
For doctors, the consequences of RICO violations can include imprisonment, hefty fines, and the loss of their medical licenses. In addition to the criminal charges, the civil lawsuits filed against them can lead to settlements and judgments that wipe out their financial resources. Healthcare fraud also has far-reaching effects on the broader system, undermining public trust in medical professionals and the insurance industry. It's essential to understand how the application of RICO laws in healthcare fraud cases can be a double-edged sword. While it can help root out corruption and unethical behavior, it also brings attention to the systemic issues that allow these practices to thrive in the first place. When public figures become involved in scandals, they are often subject to intense scrutiny by both the media and the public. The case of Sunny Hostin and her husband's involvement in a massive fraud scheme exemplifies how public figures can shape the public's perception of a scandal, for better or worse. Hostin, as a co-host on The View, has spent years lecturing her audience on issues like morality, ethics, and the importance of accountability. This made her husband's legal battles all the more attention-grabbing when they became public.
She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show.
Public figures, especially those in high-profile positions, have a unique ability to influence how their stories are framed and received by the public. For example, Hostin's silence amid the allegations against her husband has been a subject of much speculation. Some see her silence as an attempt to distance herself from the controversy, while others believe she's protecting her image, knowing that any public statement could impact her credibility. In contrast, Joe Rogan's public comments about the case serve to cast doubt on the integrity of the situation, framing it as part of a larger pattern of hypocrisy within the media landscape. What's particularly interesting about public figures and scandals is the way their reputations can either be tainted or strengthened based on how they handle the situation. In some cases, celebrities who remain silent or defensive can come off as guilty, fueling public distrust. On the other hand, those who take accountability and demonstrate transparency might earn public sympathy, depending on the circumstances. For Sunny Hostin, the public's judgment may be influenced not just by the facts of the case, but by her ability to either defend or distance herself from the allegations. This dynamic plays a crucial role in determining the long-term impact of scandals on public figures' careers. Joe Rogan's commentary has amplified the scandal, bringing it to an audience that might not otherwise have followed the story. His criticisms of The View and Sunny Hostin resonate with those who distrust mainstream media. By framing the scandal as emblematic of broader systemic issues, Rogan has made it a focal point for debates about morality, hypocrisy, and the role of media personalities.
It sure is ironic that she's up there. So, but if she didn't really know what was going on, right, which is what she's probably going to say later, oh, I had no idea what my husband and his associates were doing. We'll wait and see what that is, but I think it's pretty freaking ironic.
How do we rebuild trust in a healthcare system facing fraudulent practices, insurance loopholes, and public skepticism? The lawsuit against Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, involving nearly 200 defendants and millions of dollars, raises urgent questions about accountability and reform. What's your take on this unfolding scandal and its broader implications for healthcare and media? Comment your thoughts below, like this video, and subscribe to stay updated on this dramatic story as it continues to evolve. Don't miss out.